6 years late, $1 billion over budget, the Eglinton Crosstown LRT opens this Sunday. Rides are free opening day, but manage expectations.
And we're live inside Union Station. We are keeping an eye on the evening commute. This as GO train delays continue more than 24 hours after a train derailed.
The sex assault trial for billionaire Frank Stronach has been delayed after his lawyers asked for more time to prepare in light of new information.
This is Live at 5.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liz West.
I'm Bakari Savage. Welcome to Live at 5. Well, confirmation from the TTC today. The Eglinton Crosstown LRT, it's going to begin operation on Sunday. The 19-kilometer long line that stretches from Black Creek Drive in the west to Kennedy Station in the east is 6 years late, $1 billion over budget. TTC CEO Mandeep Lally says while service starts on Sunday, it's going to take some time to get the system up to full capacity.
Service will begin on weekdays from circa 5:30, 5:40 to 10:30. On weekends from circa 7:40 in the morning. So slightly reduced, not going to midnight or 2300, sorry. So that's step one. Step two, this then allows the maintainer, CTS, and CTM for who maintain the assets to get more familiar with the impact service will be having on their assets and be able to do the maintenance on the lines.
I think we have learned the lessons, TTC, Metrolinx. I can't speak for Metrolinx, but definitely TTC's learned the lessons on how we can do better. Line 6 obviously didn't go as people expected it to, so we've made a lot of changes, and we're going to see those changes in Line 5.
And as we said, to mark the long-awaited opening, all rides will be free on the first day of operations. And for reaction to the opening of the Eglinton Crosstown this weekend, we're live to CP24's Melissa Duggan in Little Jamaica. Hi, Melissa.
They're going to say I'm ranting.
Hey there. Yeah, so we're getting some reaction to, obviously, the big news that's out today, that official confirmation that the Eglinton Crosstown LRT is indeed opening on Sunday. We've got 5 days notice here. Jason McDonald from the Little Jamaica BIA, I've been talking to you for months about this issue. What's your first reaction learning that it is actually going to be opening?
Well, once again, it's 16 plus years. Little Jamaica is in a state of emergency. Over 300 plus small business closure. So when I hear from you, I would more take your credibility over Metrolinx credibility. At this particular moment, Metrolinx has no credibility within Little Jamaica. So we'll be here. And if I sound too harsh, I am excited. However, it doesn't exclude the past who were the previous business owners that are no longer here.
Sure, we've heard about businesses closing, people in the area buying property. They wanted to live here. They wanted to get on the Crosstown LRT, but it just hasn't opened. 2020, the original start date. Tell me more about the impact you've seen on local businesses.
Yeah, it wasn't 2020 was the original start date. That needs to stop. I want to clarify that. I've been trying to clarify this on the record. They started 2010, and they promised us this would be a short-term inconvenience by 2015. That short-term inconvenience became like generational burden. We're still suffering from this. As I said, this was a vibrant community. Right now, we're in a state of emergency. So, we're going to be there on Sunday. However, Metrolinx has lost all credibility within Little Jamaica. The councillors, the elects who want to attach their name beside Metrolinx, I kindly urge them not to. However, if they don't value their credibility, they can do whatever they want to do.
Tell me about the impact that business owners that you've talked to here, what they've expressed to you.
Business owners have expressed to me financial loss, rat infestation, flooded basements, all type of safety risk, health risk. This is what the 16 years of Metrolinx, this is what you sign up for. when you have 16 years of Metrolinx, these are the issues and the challenges that have been bestowed upon the Little Jamaica community. And as I said to you, when we always hear about this 2020, that was COVID. Yeah. The whole world was being shut down. No one in Little Jamaica thought that when they were shutting down the whole world, they were going to open the LRT. They need to stop doing this. It's just like when they have a public inquiry. People are asking for a public inquiry, and they predate the person they're asking the inquiry from. I want when they do that public inquiry, I get to select who is the inquirer. Metrolinx sent a business evaluator to me to evaluate my business losses. His name was Mr. Tom Dyson. That man said I had no business loss. That was around 2018, 8 years in. So I don't trust their evaluators, their inquiries. All of those things are just show. That's just show. Those people who are asking for inquiry from Mr. Ford, I'm not saying Mr. Ford's a saint, but right now, if this does open up, hopefully Metrolinx is willing to sit down with us and open up discussions about how we can compensate and restore the Little Jamaica community. But these inquiries into Mr. Ford, I would like an inquiry into those people who are asking those questions. That's what I would seriously like to ask.
And I wonder, looking forward, what are your hopes for this community now that we're looking at the LRT opening up in just a few days?
Well, if the LRT opens up in a few days, it's not going to bring back the 300 plus small businesses that closed. It's not going to bring us back to 16 years ago. When the LRT does open, everything skyrockets. So you're going to have more economic strain on the community. So it's not like just because Metrolinx, Crosslinx, Crosstown, whoever they want to be opens up, it's not going to be no remedy. They need to sit down with us, the community leaders, and discuss how we can fix this relationship. Because as I said to you off the air, we haven't had no discussions with Metrolinx. They've discontinued meetings with us from October 2024. So everything I'm hearing about Metrolinx is from a lovely lady like yourself, the young man here, but I don't get no direct contact from Metrolinx.
Jason McDonald, I appreciate your reaction to this. With the Little Jamaica BIA, we're inside a business right now, looking at Eglinton right now. This is a busy area. Obviously, this is the evening rush. We're seeing a lot of traffic through here. How that's going to change, that's another big question, something to keep an eye on in the days ahead as we count down to the opening of the Eglinton Crosstown LRT. Back to you.
Thanks, Melissa, for that important conversation. That's CP24's Melissa Duggan in Little Jamaica.
Okay, another day of service disruptions. This for commuters who rely on GO Transit. A GO train that derailed near Union Station yesterday. It's been removed from the tracks. But here's the thing, service is not yet back to normal more than 24 hours later. This is where we turn to CP24's Phil Perkins, who joins us live from Union with the latest. Phil.
Hey there, Bakari and Liz. Yeah, compared to yesterday, behind us here on the York Concourse at Union Station, a stark contrast from the commuter chaos yesterday after that GO train derailed right in the middle of the morning rush hour, shutting down traffic and having people wait upwards to 2 hours to get to and from work in each direction. Some people then opting just to take an Uber or a Lyft to get to where they need to go. But today, very different situation, very calm here. There is an increased police presence just in case things get out of hand, but that is not even close to being a possibility here. We do understand, as Bakari said, that the train in question from yesterday has been removed. They have fixed the rail. However, the signal system, that was damaged as the train was derailed. Had significant damage. Metrolinx says it's going to take a couple of days to fix that. And so for today, there were some schedule adjustments, specifically on the Lakeshore East and West Line. They had trains every hour during off-peak hours just to allow crews to do their investigation, do the cleanups. But now we are in the middle of the PM rush hour. Trains are operating every 15 to 30 minutes on the Lakeshore East and West. Obviously, go to GO Transit's website to put in your trip to make sure that your train, wherever you're going, whether it's Barrie or Stouffville or the Milton line, to make sure that is on time. We did speak with some people earlier today about their commute yesterday and how compared today. And did they change some of their morning habits to make sure they got to work on time, just in case there were some more delays?
They did mention on their website and a lot of the staff to try to catch an earlier train to accommodate for any delays. It did that this morning. It was relatively smooth, even though it did take longer based off the regulars or the special schedule they have. And the same thing with today, just kind of changing the schedule around to get home at a certain time.
Checked the schedule. Everything seemed to be okay. So I headed there and hoped for the best.
And was it okay?
Yeah, it was okay.
They're offering refunds if you were inconvenienced in any way. Have you looked into that? Have you tried it?
I saw that it was listed, but I hadn't actually swiped yet, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, so about those refunds, you could just go on Google or anything else, just type in Go Transit Service Guarantee. It'll take you right to the page itself. You put in, the day you traveled, which would have been yesterday, the trip, let's say Union to Aldershot, that's about like a $14 transit ticket each way. You put in how you paid, whether it's Presto, your debit card or your Visa, whatever it is. It'll say whether you qualify or not for a refund, and you'll get it depending on how you paid it in 3 to 10 business days, Bakari and Liz. But most people we talked to today, they said they're not going to bother. They're just glad that they're getting to and from work or school in a timely manner today. Back to you.
Okay, live from Union Station, CP24's Phil Perkins.
And we're going to keep talking about transit because there's a major disruption along Line 2, Bloor Danforth this afternoon. Subway service was shut down for 4 hours today. That's between Broadview and Victoria Park stations due to what the TTC describes as a signal issue. Now, the closure began around 1 p.m. today, forcing commuters onto shuttle buses throughout the stretch, and regular service resumed just a few minutes ago.
Okay, so along with that, let's head over to the TTC Transit Control Center. This is where Senior Communications Advisor Samantha TC is joining us this evening. Samantha, again, Line 2 service has just resumed, right?
Yes, that's correct, Bakari. So we did have a bit of a challenging afternoon for us on Line 2 with that service suspension, but things have just resumed. But we do ask that you be patient with us while we ramp up service over on Line 2 this afternoon. Now, looking at all of our other subway lines, we do have full service on Lines 1 and 4, as well as Line 6 Finch West, with no delays reported on any of those lines. Now, looking at service above ground, right now the 505 Dundas streetcars are detouring eastbound around the intersection of Dundas and Claremont due to a security incident on one of our streetcars. Now, also this afternoon, we are helping out our friends at Go Transit with supplying extra bus service on the 509 Harbourfront streetcar route if you do usually travel between Exhibition Go and Union Station. So buses are running on that stretch non-stop to get you traveling to Union Station and Liberty Village. Now, that's it for your transit update. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
All right, Samantha TC, thanks so much.
And more than a week after a huge snowstorm, the city's snow removal the operations continue.
Yeah, the city says that bike lanes on Danforth between Logan and Dunlands were cleared last night. Tonight, crews are going to be clearing the bike lanes in the Davenport area. So the city's reminding drivers parking in snow routes, that is still prohibited. So they're encouraging residents to report areas which still need snow removal by calling 311.
It's 5:13, -6, feeling like -14. This is live at 5.
At a deadly day on the roads in the GTA with a male pedestrian fatally hit. This was in North York. And then a woman killed in a crash in Markham today.
A woman is dead after a crash in Markham, and this was the scene on Woodbine Avenue at Highway 407. A Toyota RAV4 with significant damage to its driver's side and a white cargo van involved in the crash around 2:15 this afternoon. The York Police Major Collision Bureau is investigating the cause. Woodbine is closed in the area, including all ramps to the 407.
And a pedestrian's dead after being hit by a tractor trailer. This happened in North York. This was in the Steeles Avenue and Kill Street area right around 8:15 this morning. So the victim was rushed to hospital. That's where he was pronounced dead. And police say that he's believed to be a man in his 20s. The driver stayed at the scene, but there's no word yet on whether any charges are going to be laid.
This is early on in the investigation, but I would ask everyone out there while you're on the roads, whether you're driving a motor vehicle or whether you're a pedestrian or on a bicycle or some other type of vehicle, to pay attention to your surroundings, be aware of the vehicles and people that are around you so that we can avoid any other fatalities.
And along with that, police are asking any witnesses or anyone with information to contact them.
That's right. Now, 2 people are lucky to be alive after crashing off a Highway 427 overpass right onto the eastbound 401. Footage shared with CP24 shows the vehicle plunge onto the road below, narrowly missing a transport truck driving through the area at Eglinton. It happened just before 7 o'clock on Sunday night. OPP say the vehicle landed on its roof. 2 people inside were hurt, but both survived. Police believe speed and snow were contributing factors in the crash. No charges have been laid.
And Toronto police are trying to identify a suspect in an assault from last year. This left one person seriously hurt, so investigators have released these images of the man they're looking for. He's described as being 5'8", 145 pounds, or 140 pounds rather, and in his 20s. You see him right there. Police say the suspect assaulted the victim after 2 groups got into a fight near Pearl and Duncan Streets. This was on April 12th. The victim suffered what police are describing as life-altering injuries. The suspect was last seen wearing a black puffer jacket, black pants, and black shoes. Anyone with information, call police or Crime Stoppers.
Frank Stronach's sexual assault trial has been delayed. The trial was supposed to start this morning, but a lawyer for the billionaire asked for more time to prepare, citing what she called voluminous disclosure and new information. She told the court she and her client are anxious to get the trial underway, hope it can proceed in the allotted time. The case is expected to return to court Thursday for an update, and Stronach faces 12 charges involving 7 complainants for alleged incidents dating back as far as the 1970s. We spoke to criminal defense lawyer Kim Schofield about what this delay could mean for the trial.
It's a little disturbing, I have to say, that on the eve of trial, literally, the defense is getting more disclosure. This is not an offense that happened a year ago or 5 years ago. These are old charges, and one would think that the prosecution would have their evidence together and to the defense in a reasonable time. Because keep in mind that the defense has a right to disclosure, not just disclosure, but timely disclosure. So it looks like some materials were given to the defense a short time ago, and they need time to review that.
Stronach is set to stand trial in Newmarket later this year.
Well, 3 teenagers are facing charges after an alleged armed robbery at a high school in Barrie. So the incident, it put Maple Ridge Secondary School into lockdown. This was yesterday morning, and police say a handgun was seized. 3 teens between the ages of 15 and 17. They were arrested on school property. No injuries have been reported. Multiple charges have been laid against the accused, including robbery using a firearm as well as carrying a concealed weapon.
Time is 5:19, -6 feels like -14. This is Live at 5.
Well, up next, a Scarborough New Democrat MPP is resigning her seat to run federally for the Liberals.
A local New Democrat MPP is resigning her seat to run federally for the Liberals. Dolly Begum, who also served as deputy party leader, has represented Scarborough Southwest since 2018, and the Liberals have announced Begum will run for the party federally in the same riding. That's been held by Liberal Bill Blair, but of course he stepped down to become Canada's High Commissioner to the UK. CTV political commentator Scott Reed says Begum's resignation highlights Carney's influence, and the Scarborough Southwest riding will be highly contested in Ontario's eventual by-election.
He's, on the one hand, able to appeal to red Tories, but on the other hand, can actually come along and snatch away the deputy leader, the provincial New Democrats. That's a broad base. And for folks at Queen's Park, it's a really significant event. It means there's going to be a by-election in Scarborough, and that could be a jump ball between all 3 parties. Certainly, it could be competitive for the NDP to try to reclaim that seat. So, you know, this is a political move that echoes both in Ottawa and at Queen's Park.
There will now need to be 2 federal by-elections in Toronto this year following the resignation of Chrystia Freeland in the University Rosedale last month. Premier Ford has up to 6 months to call a provincial by-election in Scarborough Southwest.
And another major transit disruption affecting the afternoon rush today. Subway service on a portion of Line 2, it is now resumed. This is after 4 hours due to what the TTC describes as a signal issue. CP24's Andrew Brennan joins us live from Victoria Park Station with how commuters are feeling. Andrew, we know you just got there.
Yes, and we're using FaceTime so we can go as fast as possible. But I can show you a little bit about what this has led to, Bakari. We're at Victoria Park Station. I'm going outside. And the reason I wanted to do this is the amount of people that have been trying to maybe get extra rides somewhere or get picked up or something. This is a full parking lot that's normally supposed to be used as a kiss and ride. It is not being used as such right now. I actually spoke a few minutes ago with a woman who got off one of the first trains that actually got here, and she told me that she had been waiting for over an hour. Were you waiting on the train? Oh, yes, there was a subway delay. Thank you. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once right now, and one of them is more important, doing the news. Nice to see you. I saw an old CTV producer who is onto his new life now. But right now, as we talk to hey guys, did anyone get interrupted by the subway closure? Was it? My name is Andrew. I'm reporting on CP24 live right now. Does anyone? Were you just on the subway? I'm sorry to bug you. This is we're live right now on CP24. What's your name, my friend? Paul. You know what? Put this closer to you just in case the microphone's here. Paul, what were you doing? What were you trying to do today? Well, you're doing pretty good. There you go. So how long were you waiting?
In total, the trip took 2 hours.
That's a long time.
From downtown, so normally 20 minutes or so.
What information were you getting as things were happening?
Sorry?
What information were you getting from the TTC?
Everywhere, kind of announcing, there are cops on the street controlling crowds and so on, but it was very difficult to figure out any kind of route because when this line goes down, there's nowhere to get home.
Well, Paul, for what it's worth, I'm glad you got here finally, and I hope you get home safe. The trouble's hopefully all done now. Thank you very much, Paul. You take care. So we're seeing reaction in real time from folks here at Victoria Park Station. Needless to say, it's been a challenging week for commuters, guys, and I don't think anyone wants any more right now. But for now, we'll send it back to you inside, and I hope the framing was okay as we did all of this. This was my first time doing a FaceTime report. Back to you.
Okay, live from Victoria Park Station, CP24's Andrew Brennan.
All right, coming up, this is 525 -6, feeling like a -14. You're tuned into Live at 5.
And coming up, why McMaster Children's Hospital wants helmets to be worn while tobogganing. Helmets should be worn while tobogganing, citing concerns about head injuries. So the hospital says it has had multiple incidents in January where children suffered traumatic injuries after sledding into trees. It says head injuries are the most common and especially concerning because they can lead to lasting brain damage or cognitive difficulties.
Essentially, these kids are going at speeds, at high speeds and ending up in a fixed object. So we treat it like a trauma, almost like a high velocity, for example, motor vehicle collision type thing.
Researchers are saying children between the ages of 6 and 10 experience the highest proportion of injuries.
Right now it is 529, -6, feeling more like -14. This is Live at 5.
And the TTC CEO has confirmed the long-delayed Eglinton Crosstown LRT. Well, it's going to open this Sunday, and we'll have reaction from Toronto residents. That's coming up.
Six years late, $1 billion over budget. The Eglinton Crosstown LRT opens this Sunday. Rides are free opening day, but manage expectations.
We're live inside Union Station, where we're keeping an eye on the evening commute as GO train delays continue. That's more than 24 hours after a train derailed.
The sex assault trial for billionaire Frank Stronach has been delayed after his lawyer asked for more time to prepare in light of new information.
This is Live at 5.
Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
I'm Liz West. Welcome to Live at 5. Now, confirmation from the TTC today that the Eglinton Crosstown LRT is going to begin operation on Sunday. Yep, the 19-kilometer long line that stretches from Black Creek Drive to the west to Kennedy Station in the east is 6 years late and $1 billion over budget. TTC CEO Mandeep Lally says while service starts on Sunday, it will take some time to get the system up to full capacity.
There's also some further enhancements to come onto the line, which will be completed end of March and end of May. So those improvements will be done. And step 4 is taking the learnings from line 6 in terms of how we monitor and manage the performance with Metrolinx and their maintainer to ensure that improves gradually and gets better with the updates that they make.
And for reaction to the opening of the Eglinton Crosstown this weekend, let's go live to CP24's Melissa Duggan. Melissa, you're in Little Jamaica. Tell us, why exactly are you there?
Hey, Bakari, just pointing to a bus that just passed by us here on Eglinton. It is a packed bus. That is the kind of thing that is expected to be replaced by the Eglinton Crosstown LRT in just 5 days from now. This is an area hard hit by this very long delay of opening this transit line. A lot of businesses have been counting on it opening. Hundreds of them closing is what we're hearing from the Little Jamaica BIA before this line was able to open. You know, people buying property in the area, relying on this as an easy way to get around, only to just have to wait year after year, delay after delay before they're able to hop on board the Eglinton Crosstown LRT, something that they'll be able to do starting on Sunday. Bakari, you asked, why are we here right now? That's because we were just talking with a member of the Little Jamaica BIA, Jason McDonald, about the impact this very long delay has had on local businesses. Here's what he's telling us.
This is a beautiful community. Even though we lost over 300 plus small businesses, there are businesses that are still here and they do need your support. If we don't get the support, the numbers keep climbing. So I'm urging the community, I'm urging our public to come and shop Little Jamaica. Little Jamaica is still here. We ain't going nowhere, and we're trying to keep the remnants of what we have always had, and we'd like to continue with it.
You know, we've been talking to people along Eglinton about this delayed route for quite some time now. And it feels like every time we make contact with them, they say, I'll believe it when I see it, when this line finally is up and running. And, you know, for something that's been delayed some 6 years, it's pretty incredible that we're just getting officially 5 days notice until it is up and running in the middle of the dead of winter as well as what we're dealing with at this time. We are, again, just looking at this pack situation on Eglinton. You know, during the evening rush, this is a very busy place. The idea for drivers in this area, they're hoping that there's going to be some relief when you finally see more and more people getting off buses that are running right now and taking the LRT instead. This area where I am right now, by the way, this is where the LRT will be running underground. So a lot of relief for roadways once this gets up and running is the idea that people are waiting for at this moment. You know, we're hoping to talk to people in this area too, getting their reaction. Let's see if they'll be able to chat with us. Hi, they were live on CP24. No? Okay. All right. But yeah, we've been talking to people for months now in the lead up to this, saying that it is going to be a relief when it is finally online. Again, it is Sunday. We are expecting the very first train, by the way, running from Kennedy in the east at about 7:30 a.m. Of course, going all the way west, Mount Dennis is where things end up. 19 kilometers long, 25 stops along the way. We know it connects to 54 bus routes, 3 subway lines. So just gives you an idea of that interconnectivity that this line is going to have when it is finally up and running. Bakari and Liz, back to you.
Okay, reporting live, CP24's Melissa Duggan.
Now let's head to the TTC Transit Control Center. We've got Senior Communications Advisor Samantha Teesey standing by. Hi, Samantha.
Hey, good evening. So going into the evening commute, things are shaping up well. We did have some earlier issues on line 2 between Broadview and Victoria Park stations that set us back a bit, but regular service has resumed through the area and full service is going on all of our subway lines. Now turning over to our surface routes, right now the 505 Dundas streetcars are diverting eastbound only around the area of Dundas and Claremont because of a security incident going on one of the streetcars. So make sure to leave yourself some extra time if you are traveling in the area. Now, we are also helping our friends at Go Transit this evening to get you and your commute traveling home a little bit quicker. So between Union Station and the Exhibition Go, we are running buses on the 509 Harbourfront route nonstop to get you traveling from Union Station over to Liberty Village if that's the route you normally take. Now, that's it for us here at Transit Control. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
Okay, thanks a lot, Samantha. Well, another day of service disruptions for commuters who rely on Go Transit. A GO train, it derailed near Union Station. This was yesterday. It's been removed from the tracks, but service is still not yet back to normal. This is more than 24 hours later. CP24's Phil Perkins joins us live from Union Station with the latest. Phil.
Hey there, Bakari and Liz. Yeah, much calmer than it was yesterday after the train derailment right in the middle of the morning rush hour. The train, as you mentioned, is gone. The rail has been fixed. The signal system, that was significantly damaged, however, so that's going to take a couple days. So right now, trains are moving on time, but they are under this special schedule right now. So during off-peak hours, so after rush hour, lines like Lakeshore East and West, that's going to go back to an hourly service. But right now, during rush hour, it's every 15 to 30 minutes, and so far, trains are running on time. Joined by Don here, the second straight person we talked to commuting to Hamilton yesterday. What was it like? And you have a really good mindset into dealing with that disruption.
It was an inconvenience, but I'm just glad that the train was working, so I was able to get home and get to work. So.
Like on a good day, Union to West Harbor Go, it's long. So what was it like yesterday?
Yesterday, I think it took me 2 hours maybe, because they canceled the train and the website wasn't giving us the correct information. So, but going home, it took me an extra 45 minutes because they canceled trains and so forth. But this morning, it took me 3 hours to get to work.
How was that? How did that happen?
Because they canceled 2 trains and we didn't know. And then they stopped at every stop and they even left people on the platform, which I felt sorry for because the trains were so packed.
And so do you think maybe people were just trying to get an earlier train to maybe, if there was a delay, get to work on time?
Well, I think people didn't know that they actually canceled trains because I usually take an earlier train. And today I actually had to take a later train, which I didn't know until I got to the GO station that they had canceled my train.
Your train today on the way to home now. It's on time, should be okay?
It should be okay because it says it's going on time, so hopefully it is on time. But I mean, maybe a little bit later because they'll probably be stopping at every stop. But it's okay. At least I get to go home.
Yeah, for sure. And unlike driving, you could take a snooze if you want to. I know I did. So are you going to look to get a refund? Because I know from here to West Harbor it could be about, what, $11 to $14 one way.
I'm a senior, so it doesn't cost me that much. Okay. But I don't even know if we can apply for it.
You can.
Oh, can we? Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Just Google service guarantee Go Transit. You'll go right to the page and you just put in your route and then how'd you pay it, and you should be getting your money back if you qualify.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, Don, thanks so much. Going to Hamilton, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, you can get your refund. You just put in service guarantee, put all in your information from yesterday. They'll say if you're eligible or not, and you should get a refund. 3 business days at least, maybe upwards to 7 or 10. Back to you.
Okay, live from Union Station, CP24's Phil Perkins.
And another major transit disruption affecting the afternoon rush today. Subway service on a portion of Line 2 has now resumed after a 4-hour delay due to what the TTC describes as signal issues. CP24's Andrew Brennan joins us live from Victoria Park Station with just how commuters are feeling after this delay. Andrew?
Well, Liz, Bakari, I spoke to a few people just as they were getting off. Right now, it's a little bit of a quiet moment here, but one thing that I can use to show how, being indicative of how much of a chaotic afternoon and into the evening it's been, I'm going outside right now. The reason I am is because although the subway has resumed, there was a lot of people that were maybe trying to figure out other ways to get around. A lot of Ubers parking over there, and a lot of people wanting to stop in the kiss and ride right here. Ma'am, I'm sorry, just while you're here, because you were laughing, I'm sorry to bug you. I'm live on CP24 right now. I just wanted to ask if you happen to have been on the subway that was delayed. Are you? Oh, you were fine. Things were good. Things were good. Things were good. All right. Well, at least we found some good news to give people today. Have a great day. Enjoy your commute. I hope it's better than the last few days for, some people have not had some good times. But as much as we can try to find more people getting off the subway, a few people that we did speak to right off the top, guys, just so that you know. I spoke to a woman who said that she was waiting for over an hour. I spoke to a young man who said, actually, we spoke to Paul live on CP24 at the top of the show. Paul telling us that, it took about 2 hours for something that normally takes about 20 minutes. So just, it's been a challenging day. The reason I wanted to come out here again, showing the kiss and ride, because that's the closest we can get right now to how indicative it was before. But here inside Victoria Park Station, a lot calmer than it would have been not too long ago. So back to you both inside from here at Victoria Park Station.
Okay, live, CP24's Andrew Brennan.
Thanks so much. That's 542. -6 feels like -14, though. This is live at 5.
Well, a deadly day on the roads in the GTA, with a male pedestrian fatally struck in North York and a woman killed in a crash in Markham today.
A woman is dead after a crash in Markham, and this was the scene on Woodbine Avenue at Highway 407. A Toyota RAV4 with significant damage to its driver's side and a white cargo van involved in the crash. That was around 2:15 this afternoon. The York Police Major Collision Bureau is investigating the cause, and Woodbine is closed in the area, including all ramps to the 407.
And a pedestrian's dead after being hit by a tractor trailer. This happened in North York in the Stills Avenue and Kill Street area around 8:15 this morning. The victim was rushed to hospital. That's where he was pronounced dead. And police say he's believed to be a man in his 20s. The driver stayed at the scene, but there's no word yet on whether any charges are going to be laid.
This is early on in the investigation, but I would ask everyone out there while you're on the roads, whether you're driving a motor vehicle or whether you're a pedestrian or on a bicycle or some other type of vehicle, to pay attention to your surroundings, be aware of the vehicles and people that are around you so that we can avoid any other fatalities.
And along with that, police are asking for witnesses or anyone with information to contact them.
That's right. And 2 people are lucky to be alive after crashing off a Highway 427 overpass that was right onto the eastbound 401. Footage shared with us shows the vehicle plunge onto the road below. It narrowly missed a transport truck driving through the area at Eglinton. And this happened just before 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Now, OPP say the vehicle landed on its roof. 2 people inside were hurt, but both survived. Police believe speed and snow were contributing factors in the crash, and no charges have been laid.
Well, Frank Stronach's sexual assault trial has been delayed. The trial was supposed to start this morning, but a lawyer for the billionaire asked for more time to prepare, citing what she called voluminous disclosure and new information. She told the court that she and her client are anxious to get the trial underway and hope that it can proceed in the allotted time. The case is expected to return to court Thursday for an update. Stronach faces 12 charges involving 7 complainants for alleged incidents dating back as far as the 1970s. And criminal defense lawyer Kim Schofield calls the delay disturbing.
We don't know at this point, but it looks like there's relatively voluminous material that is provided late. So whose fault that is, that will be another day to decide whose fault it is. But and if there is delay beyond Thursday, it could potentially put this prosecution in jeopardy. But we'll see. I mean, it looks like the legal team for Stronach wants to proceed because he's an elderly gentleman. He has health issues. He wants to get this off his plate.
And also, Stronach is set to stand trial in Newmarket later this year.
Live next to the TDSB headquarters, where a rally was held today in support of teachers at an East End elementary school. CTV's Beth McDonnell is there. She's speaking with supporters. Beth?
Yes, this rally just ended a few minutes ago. There were dozens of people here in support of what the elementary teachers of Toronto are calling Beaumont 10. These are 10 teachers from the East End school that the union says were unjustly fired or suspended. I'm with the union's president right now, Helen Victoros. Thank you for being here. What do you make of what's gone on at Beaumont Road Junior and Senior Public School this winter? What do you make of the actions here?
Oh, we cannot understand at all why the board made this move. They have absolutely gutted this school and the community. They have ripped teachers out that are beloved by the parents and the students, and we want nothing more right now than to see these teachers returned as quickly as possible.
I think the community is saying why this sounds so outrageous. Why is this happening? The TDSB is telling us there's numerous legal and personnel issues, but we're also hearing that the parents complaining about issues around violence and bullying, also problems around the changing teaching model with the grade 7s and 8s. So what are you hearing? What's behind all this?
We have no idea why the board would have come to this decision around terminating these 2 teachers and suspending the 8 others. What we want right now is for the board to see that there are no winners in this decision that they've taken. The students want their teachers back. The teachers want to be back in front of their students. These teachers, as I said, are absolutely loved by their community, and we want them returned as soon as possible.
Dozens of people showed up here today, despite the fact that last night we got a letter from the board's interim director of education saying that changes are being made. In the letter it says, "We hear you," referring to telling parents and caregivers this, saying that there's going to be additional support, saying there's going to be additional security, and that there's going to be a new superintendent looking after Beaumont. Are these changes enough to make things sing again at Beaumont?
The changes that everybody wants to see right now are for these 10 teachers to be back. They want the 2 teachers that were fired to be returned. They want the other 8 teachers that were suspended to be back in their classrooms doing what they love, working with their students.
And I can tell you that this is not the end of the rallying for Beaumont. Parents are set to rally tomorrow at the school, which is near Gerrard and Woodbine, tomorrow afternoon, to make their voices heard once again about this issue. Back to you.
CTV's Beth McDonnell, thanks for that report. The time is 5:50. -6 feels like -14, and this is Live at 5.
And a Canadian soldier who died while serving in Latvia is back home on home soil.
Fire overnight at an Etobicoke high-rise. Toronto Fire says heavy smoke and flames were visible from the first floor of the building on Dundas, that's east of Kipling. When crews arrived on scene, it was just after 1 a.m. 75 people were initially evacuated and sheltered on buses, but the majority have now been allowed back in. No injuries were reported, and the fire has been knocked down, and the crews were ventilating the building. The cause and origin of the fire are under investigation.
Problem with that incident was the smoke migration throughout the building, and the crews that were required to assist in evacuating the building into TTC buses where they were kept warm until the incident was brought to a close. But they were all able to return back to their units except for the one unit that was the location of the fire.
Another fire, this one in Etobicoke overnight at a plaza. It broke out just before 3 a.m. on Eglinton, north of Rexdale Boulevard. Crews say it started in a restaurant below apartments, but was quickly knocked down, and the cause of the fire is unknown.
It's a commercial with residences up above. They did a quick interior attack on the fire, knocking it down with heavy smoke at the time, and doing searches on the apartments above as well. No residents were injured in the searches or found during the searches.
Fire investigators are on scene this morning to determine the cause and origin of the fire.
And a Canadian soldier who died while serving in Latvia is back on home soil. And the plane carrying the body of gunner Sebastian Halmagine arrived at CFB Trenton this afternoon. A repatriation ceremony was held at the base. A 24-year-old from Hamilton died on Thursday near the city of Riga. This is where he had been deployed as part of NATO's Operation Reassurance. The circumstances surrounding his death remain under investigation. His body is being carried in a procession along the Highway of Heroes to the coroner's office in Toronto. Right now it's 5:56, -6, feeling more like -14. This is Live at 5.
And another Raptors headed to the NBA All-Star Game, and we're also learning which Toronto celebs are headed to California for All-Star Weekend.
Another Raptors heading to the NBA All-Star Game. Coach Darko Rajakovic is going to coach the international team in this year's battle between the U.S. and Team World. He joins 3 Raptors players taking part in All-Star festivities: Scotty Barnes, who's an All-Star reserve, and Colin Murray Boyles and Elijah Martin, who are going to play in the Rising Stars game.
And they might not be pro ballers, but Toronto's own Andre DeGrasse and Simu Liu are also headed to California for All-Star Weekend. They've both been selected for the Celebrity Game, and they're even on the same team.
Right now it's 5:59, -6. This is Toronto's Breaking News, CP24.
Thanks so much for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.